So this is my 30-gallon tropical community tank. I bought this whole system, the canopy, the tank, and the stand, along with a light and sump off Craigslist. I got a really good deal, 75 bucks I got this whole thing. I just gave it a coat of paint, a little bit of new hardware, a little TLC. But anyway, it came with this reef light I got down here. The guy who had it set up for a saltwater tank, and he had quite a bit of coral in there. I mean, he had this thing completely slammed full of coral, and he had actually bought it from a friend of his who had started and established a tank, and wound up, because he didn't know what he was doing, killing all of it. He said he lost a whole bunch of fish and all the coral, and lost basically all the money he had in it. So he was so sick over losing it all, he didn't even want to look at the tank, and that's why I got it for so cheap. But anyway, the reef light actually worked pretty good for growing the plants, but it kind of whitewashed everything out, and just everything looked kind of dingy, and the fish's colors weren't really showing well, and neither were the plants. So I decided to go ahead and invest in the Finnex brand lighting that I also have on my nanos I love so much. I went ahead and broke out the cash for the lights on this tank. So, let me take a look. I went ahead and bought two 30-inch bars, and I got the Ray 2, which I love on my other tanks, and I got the dual 7000K. But then I also went ahead and decided to find out, or I guess see how the Monster Ray does on the tank. Now, Monster Ray is supplemental lighting, and it's supposed to provide a full spectrum of colors, and it's supposed to enhance the colors on your fish. So as far as growing the plants, I don't really think it throws off that much extra light as far as helping with that, but I don't know how well this kind of shows through on the camera, but I'm getting some really nice coloration on my rams and my neons, pretty much everything in here, the cherries. Notice a pretty big difference, but I'm going to go ahead and here's a white cloud. I really like what this light does on a white cloud. Instead of just looking silvery, it actually looks, you can see all the reds and purples and yellows on him. But anyway, most of the videos see that I kind of want to cover what I have. You can't see in other YouTube videos of the light. Like questions I had, like could I just put a Monster Ray on its own on the tank? You know, how much light would that provide? Stuff like that. So I'm going to show with the Monster Ray turned off. This is dual 7000K light. You can see, hopefully I can keep the camera trained without shaking too much on some of these rams. Okay. So it's just a 7000K, no Monster Ray. That's with the Monster Ray. On, off. You can see it instantly, all more of the green and kind of yellow hues come out. The colors aren't getting enough light to really display. So that's off, and there we go, on. It's not like an in-your-face like neon light, just like insane over the top and unnatural looking. It's actually really, it's kind of subtle, but you definitely notice it. Let me try the cherry with the light on, and now off. Some of the plants. This is with the light off, and now on. Again, like I said, not a like in your face, just over the top, ridiculous light. But here's also something I want to show for people with planted tanks, because it is a lot of money to spend on a light. I mean, for what I spent on this monster ray, I could have got another ray too, and really just been pumping out some major light on this tank. But here's with just the monster ray on. As you can see, it's way darker. Like, I don't feel like you could really grow much off of just a monster ray. In the video, it actually looks, looking on the camera, it looks way brighter than it really is. So I would not recommend only putting this light on. I would definitely use it with whatever lighting you want to grow your plants with. Now, if you could maybe set it up on a timer so that early in the morning this light started up like an hour before your regular light, and then shut off or stayed on an hour past your normal lighting, would actually probably add a really nice kind of sunrise and sunset effect. But again, here is just with the monster ray on. And now with the ray 2 also on. But again, you can really see how much of the colors, just with the red monster on, how much of the colors it's actually drawing out. I might even try raising this ray 2 light up higher into the canopy, just so it doesn't wash out as much of the monster ray, because these cherries just look amazing with the ray 2 turned off. I mean, again, I don't know how well this transitions, you know, on camera, but in person they're just amazing. So turn all that back on. Overall, though, it does add, about the light, it does add a bit of a shimmer effect on the tank. I guess more than a bit. Quite a bit of shimmer effect. But me, I kind of prefer that. Someone who all the movement might make them sick or bother their eyes, you're definitely probably not going to like these lights compared to the fluorescent, because as you can see on that background, big time shimmer. I also have pretty strong current blowing through the tank, so I'm sure I could adjust it, and the less movement I had up top, the less shimmer you'll have, but for me, I kind of like it. Anyway, some other thoughts on the light. The ray 2, which I have back here, is actually pretty cool. I mean, I'd just say it's slightly warm. Not too much heat. But this monster ray is actually feels, I mean, not too hot to touch, but noticeably it's a lot warmer. I mean, I don't have a temperature probe or anything I could shoot this with, but I'd say it's at least 4 times as hot as the ray 2. I don't know why the monster ray is throwing off so much more heat, but I'm definitely throwing off a lot of heat. Hopefully that doesn't shorten the lifespan of the light. But I mean, I don't have a lot of experience with the fluorescents. Probably I wouldn't say it's throwing off any more heat than they do, but definitely compared to the other Finnex lights I have, way hotter. I've had it on here a week now. Growth in the tank seems to be about the same as it was with just the fluorescent lighting. And I think I might actually end up ordering another Ray 2. I want to try and get a 10,000K, 7,000K light to put on here, just to add a little bit more blue. Because I have on my nanos over here, I don't know if I'm saying this right, but the anetic, or yeah, the anetic blue light, I guess that's how you say it. I have the 10,000K and the anetic blue Ray 2 on this tank, and I just like how it looks with that little bit of blue light coming through. I just feel like it makes the neons colors really come out, and it gets rid of that kind of dingy yellow you get from the whiter lights reflecting off the plants. Like in this tank, by comparison, I just have the Fugray, the Finnex Fugray. Again, I don't know if I'm saying that right, but whatever. And it's mostly white light, and I have a supplemental compact fluorescent in there too. And you can see it's just the tanks are almost identical, but it looks a lot more yellow and kind of dingy brown compared to the tank with the blue light run on it. So anyway, I might order another one of those to put on here. But so far I've had pretty good growth. I'd like a little bit more than what I'm getting. I'd like the tank a little bit brighter. But as far as the Monster Ray, I definitely think it's worth buying. It really makes the colors on the fish come out. I mean, why spend all this money on colorful fish and wash it out with your lights? So, I'm not gonna lie, I hate spending money on stuff like that, but in this case, to me, it's definitely worth it.